Hello and welcome. It's Justin, your health coach and lifestyle coach. I am a health coach with Change Your Mode, and I've written the book also self-titled Change Your Mode. It teaches you how to overcome lifestyle diseases naturally and avoid medication. There is a way to do it, and I want to talk to you today about the mineral deficit dilemma. What is the mineral deficit dilemma? Well, I want to show you something. This right here is an avocado. It's one of my favorite fruits. It's actually a fruit, but it has so much nutrition. When you say nutrition, you're talking about the nutrients. What is it made of? The fats, the fiber, the carbohydrates, the water. The minerals are and vitamins are the parts of it that give your body the information to heal. If your whole goal is to heal throughout your life, you want to put the right stuff in. As I always say, garbage in, minerals out. Minerals in, garbage out. And I'll show you what that means as we proceed. So stick around. This is what I believe. I believe our bodies are like this car. This is one of the original muscle cars, a Plymouth GTX, found in a barn in this article I was reading. And by itself is already is a treasure to find this thing. But inside of it, they found $10,000. And the article goes on to talk about there was some kind of drop that went awry or something, and its money was left over. The point is, you can be refurbished too. You can learn how to self-heal, but we've forgotten these things. And when you do, your body keeps giving you these healthy surprises over and over again, things that will surprise you that you didn't think you were possible. You see, I think that we forgot. We've forgotten what treasure we have. We forget as children that we are superheroes. God created us to heal. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. He didn't make us like robots or like these static plumbing machines. He made us organically and to heal and to get better and, to get better if we put the right things in. We knew that as kids, we forget it as adults. This is the original plan right here. You know the story of Adam and Eve. They were the first humans, and God put them on this planet to do a few things: to worship Him, worship God, chill and rest. He gave them a job to tend to the garden and name all the animals, explore creation, and love each other. You can find this story in Genesis 1 and 2. Highly recommend you read this. It shows us where we've come from and shows us where we're going too. Over time, we went from this perfect state that He created us, and we, due to sin, we start to deteriorate. And so we're here now because of that decision to sin against God, and we have this problem. The problem is disease. Disease is what I call a health deficit. This is what I've learned. When your body is breaking down faster than you can heal, it's called disease. When your body is building up faster than it can break down, it's called health or health reserve. Essentially, if you're in a health deficit, you're pulling more money out of your bank account than you have. If you're in a health reserve, you're saving more money than you possibly know what to do with. That's what we want to do with your body. Now, because of that sinful state, we started breaking down, and this is evident in the laws of nature. The law of entropy just says that things get worse and worse over time. Oxidation is when oxygen that reacts with our organic flesh, or in the case of an avocado, the avocado's flesh. But energy is created when oxygen and food are smashed together in our cells all the time. So we have a lot of activity in every single one of our cells, 72.5 trillion cells all the time. And that oxidation breaks us down over time to a worse and worse state. But that's natural. The natural form is called apoptosis. It's when the cell has a natural time self-destruction. It's supposed to. When you're 7, you're not the same as you are now. Your cells are constantly changing and either getting better with the information you're giving it, or they're getting worse. Necrosis is when it dies untimely. Self-destruction due to lack of blood and oxygen to the tissue. You don't want this. This is what happens in cancer. Cancer grows and it hogs all the nutrients, blocks off the blood vessels, and starts to starve the tissue, and you have this process of necrosis happening in the body. It can happen with a lot of different diseases. We have this happening on a regular basis just by the nature of our environments and the foods we eat and the chemicals we come into contact with and radio waves and all kinds of stuff. This is a normal cell, and whenever you have these toxins or pathogens that come in contact with the cell, it starts to break down. Now, I came into this realization that how do we keep this healing process going? Well, first of all, we have to learn about it. Some of us don't know about it. I learned about it in Daniel. When I was an adult, I started understanding what this actually means. These 3 Hebrew children were taken into captivity into a foreign land, and the king was offering them all kinds of royal food. They rejected it and said they wanted to stick to the diet that was the most healthy, which was beans, vegetables, and water. That was it. And they said, in 10 days, we want to challenge you. We will be stronger, healthier than all the rest of the boys that were captured in the kingdom. That's what they did. And in those 10 days is when I started understanding that they understood ketosis and they understood autophagy and how the body can repair itself when you take the poisons and the carcinogens and all these things out of the way. And you can experience this too. Just stick with me. Now, this is one of the things that I love in the Bible is that it has ancient wisdom, and your faith in God's power and promises will heal you. Promises like Jeremiah 17:14, one of my favorite. O Lord, if you heal me, I will be truly healed. If you save me, I will truly be saved. My praises are for you alone, because who else can heal but God? Exodus 15:26, if you know the story of the Israelites coming out of Egypt in captivity, they start to experience miracles that God provided for them. And it says that if you follow my commands and you keep all my decrees, you won't see any of the diseases that fell on them fall on you, because he is the God who heals. God says, I am the God who heals you. That's a promise, and we can take that to the bank. So here's the thing about our bodies. Inflammation happens, but we tend to negatively associate it. We have the swelling, we have the pain, we have the heat, the redness, the joint immobility, the stiff joints. You feel those when you eat badly or whenever it's about to rain for some people. But this is typically a symptom of a bigger problem. Now, inflammation is not a bad thing. We want inflammation. Inflammation has a job to do. Allergic reactions, chemical irritants, infection, whenever these things happen, burns, lacerations, and frostbite, we want the body to go into automatic heal mode. That's what acute inflammation is meant to do. When that happens over and over again because of what we eat and the stress we encounter, it goes into chronic. And now you see all these other diseases: cardiovascular disease, neurological disease, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, lupus. These autoimmune issues start to pop up because we're not letting it happen every so often. It's happening every single day of our lives. That's not good. And it's happening because of the things that we put in our that's in our food or things that we eat. Here are the usual suspects: sugar or added sugar, high fructose corn syrup and other fake sweeteners, alcohol, caffeine, meds. I like to say, you use it, you lose it. These are the things that if you dabble in and you kind of stay in, you're going to lose all your minerals. Stress is a high point. That's one of the centerpieces right there. Seed oils like vegetable oil, canola oil, grains, GMO foods, mineral deficiencies, eating too often, hormone imbalances, or xenoestrogens, which is fake estrogenic foods, or pesticides, that kind of thing. This sends your body into a mineral deficit because these things push minerals out of your body. Because your body's going to use it to build anyway. But to fight it and to heal from this type of these type of suspects, you're going to need more. And what I'm talking about when I talk about minerals, I'm talking about some of the major ones. These things are electrically charged. You need these compounds: potassium, magnesium, sodium, calcium, phosphorus, copper, and zinc. These are just some of them. And the last two are trace minerals, which means you really need those. These are the ones that make your body electric. This is what makes your muscles fire, your heart pump, your blood vessels work. This makes gives you energy. If you're missing these due to the suspects, you're going to find yourself in a mineral deficit dilemma. And then you're going to experience something that we don't want to experience, which is the joint pains. We're going to experience stomach and gut bloating, GERD, headaches, migraines, sinuses, allergies, sore throat. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced these. This is what you can expect when you start to lose more minerals than you're putting into your body. Here's the thing about this. Science is just now catching up with this. Doctors are learning that one of the best ways to reduce inflammation lies not in the medicine cabinet, go figure, but in the refrigerator. By following an anti-inflammatory diet, you can fight off inflammation for good. I want you to pause and read these articles that I found on the Harvard Health site, also on something called pubmed.gov. You can look up any study anywhere, and it's available to you just like it is to doctors. Look it up. They're finding out that it leads to heart disease. It leads to all these different chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, excess inflammation, which again leads to chronic inflammation. And this is due to carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, sodas, sugars, like red meats and processed meats. These are just the known carcinogens and inflammatory foods. You see below the line, you'll have fried foods, sodas, refined carbs, lard, processed meats, and of course the red meats. I don't harp too heavy on these things. It's just how you prepare them. If you put them on the grill and they're burnt and crisp, you're going to have those things enter the cell, which are carcinogenic. They're oxidative, which means it breaks down the cell. What doesn't, though, what builds up the cell, are the tomatoes, fruits, nuts, olive oils, healthy oils, coconut oil, healthy greens, fatty fish. Again, more healthy fats there. That's what's going to make you become better and better over time. Well, at least maintain a good, healthy body over time, through time, as you get older. Again, these are sites, on these sites, PubMed.gov, you can find out the studies. This talks about the harms of oxidative stress. This one here says oxidative stress is a phenomenon caused by imbalance between the production and accumulation of oxygen. You're going to be taking in oxygen every single day. Oxygen mixing with food creates energy. That's going to happen regardless. But the foods you eat, now we're talking about ionizing radiations, pollutants, heavy metals, xenobiotics. These start to break a tissue down farther and kill off your cells more. Luckily, the foods that we eat do have antioxidants, which you ever heard this before. If the food is losing all these atoms, you're going to need to replace them. These are free radicals that float around every time they get in contact with these oxidative foods. Antioxidants help to replace those. We'll talk about that in the next video. This is the thing. The most common health problems are diabetes, heart disease. You get on the list. If you have any of these, I would highly recommend you reach out. Let's have a one-to-one conversation and talk about how you can reverse and start overcoming these diseases. These are all lifestyle diseases. Most people come into these things simply by the way they eat. If the food is causing this kind of discomfort for you and disease for you, it's time to move into a health reserve. And you can only do that when you start to build up those building blocks, those minerals. You're made of minerals. You're made of proteins. Your body needs these things. Your bones, your muscles, everything needs these. And if you're living a lifestyle that's pushing them out, you're living in a mineral deficit. How do you overcome it? I want to share that with you in the next video, but I also want to encourage you to book a call with me. changeyourmode.com, and I'll talk to you and see you very soon.